Welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is going to be about micro-lite fishing and micro-lite baits. I tend to pull out this technique in the dead of winter if I'm having trouble catching fish on traditional sized lures. When I pull out this technique, I have to lower my standards. Usually I have somebody that's new to fishing with me, but every once in a while I will do this in the heat of the summer, in the dead of winter, unfamiliar water. Just a whole bunch of different scenarios can go into this type of fishing, and just flat out it's a fun way to catch fish on super small stuff. So let's kick this off. I've had this South Bend rod and reel combo for, I'm wanting to say, at least 15 to 17 years. It's a 5-foot South Bend 2-piece rod and reel. I think it's considered a micro-lite, so it's an ultralight, 2-piece ultralight. The spinning reel that comes on it is not that bad. I've caught an actual just shy of a 5-pound bass on this setup right here with a little itty bitty popper in the summertime. Currently I think there's a 6-pound line on this, and I have 4-pound line on my other one. This is a badass little rod. It will catch some fish if you set the drag just perfect. You can catch some very large fish with it, as long as you don't horse them in. So that is a South Bend. This is a Bass Pro Shop Micro-Lite fishing reel. It's as you can see, it's a lot larger than my older current Micro-Lite reel. I tend to like the South Bend. It's a lot smaller. It feels better, handles a lot better. But this Bass Pro Shop Micro-Lite reel, it is not that bad. I have it paired up with a Quantum ultralight reel or rod. It's 5'2" 1-piece. Let me see the action on it. It is ultralight. I have a little pink-head jig-headed curl-tail minnow on this. I think it's 1/8 of an ounce. Flat out catches fish. When I first started fishing in Texas, I knew a delivery driver. As I worked at a lumber yard, I had a delivery driver that invited me to go fishing with him. And this is the very bait that he used while I used your traditional bass gear. He used this little pink-head little jig-headed minnow with a curl tail, little pink head. He put a whooping to me with that bait. He probably caught 10 fish to my 1 fish if I was lucky. Tell you the truth, I don't think I even caught a fish that day. It was dead of winter, so definitely this technique will shine when other techniques do not want to get going for you. It is just a chuck and wind, something you could play with totally. You can find most of this stuff, if not all of this type of stuff, in this type of technique gear, or type of gear for this technique. You can easily find it at your local Walmart. It does not cost an arm and a leg to get started. Anybody can do this. I like these in the wintertime when there's ice on the water with maybe a couple of little pools or something of open water. I like to throw these little white crappie head hair jigs up onto the ice and drag it off into the open water. I've caught some really nice trout utilizing that tactic. I'll throw this on 6-pound line. The curl tail grubs I like to throw on 4-pound line. That's what I have up on the Bass Pro Shop Micro-Lite. I have 4-pound line on this with a little pink head jig minnow. As far as castability, you're going to want to stay in go no more than about 1/8 of an ounce as far as weight. So any of these marabou jigs would work. They will catch you anything from panfish to yellow perch to trout to bass to walleye to anything. Anything that swims will bite these type of baits. Like I said in the beginning of the video, initially you just got to lower your standards. You're not going to go out there and catch a 10-pounder with this type of stuff. You can, don't get me wrong. But far as most of this stuff goes, it's just to catch some fish. You can go with this old tried and true type of a technique with these gulp maggots with a bobber. It is a very cool technique to utilize with these gulp fake maggots. I put about 2 to 3 of those on a hook, on a bait holder hook, which is like this. I'll tie that hook on. I'll put this bobber about, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 foot above it. And I'll put about 3 of those little maggots onto this hook, throw it out there. You'll be very surprised at how much action you will get with these gulp maggots. Highly recommend on using those. This is something else that's pretty cool. I've been doing this type of fishing since I was a little boy. These are just got an assortment of hooks. Has a pretty cool little spin top, holds them all in there. They're all bait style holding hooks. So they're easy for compact, for carrying, walking around. You put all this into easily into a little gear bag like this from 6 Cents, which I utilize for all the gear. These little tubes are really cool for in the summertime, far as crappie or bluegill. You can get these at Walmart, like I said. You can find them. Really doesn't matter too much about the color. Like I said, the famous story of mine getting whooped up by that truck driver that had the little pink head curl tail minnow type thing, and he put a whooping on me. This is another bait that is very cool. That is probably underrated. I don't know if they make the bait anymore. It's made by Berkeley Power Bait, and it's called the Blade Dancer. This is a 16th ounce version of it, but this is literally can be fished 5 different ways. I tend to like the top water or just below the surface. Even just a slow, methodical retrieve back, it'll get this thing going. Very cool looking lure. I have some larger sized versions of this, which I'll show and utilize this summer. But very interesting lure. Comes with some soft bait bodies you can put on a little spoon. Basically, it just side to side sashay across the surface of the water. Tends to get the job done. Once again, you can easily go and pick up just an assortment sized bag of bobbers, some hooks, and some maggots. You can get out there and catch anything that swims. Once again, you could tie on these little crappie jigs and get to chucking and winding these. 4 to 6 pound line on a Micro-Lite rod and reel will do the job. About a 5 foot rod, and you're ready to go. Now, one of the other things that you can do is spool up a Micro-Lite reel with 6 pound line, and then you can utilize one of those on a fly rod and reel. This is a 5-weight Cabela's fly rod, 9 foot, 4-piece. I could put this all together. I could take this fly reel off, and I could put that spinning Micro-Lite reel on here with 6 pound line, and I could fish one of these crappie jigs. With it being 9 foot long, I can make some very long casts. Will be a lot more effective and efficient than just like a 20 foot cast. I can probably make a 40 foot cast, or I can utilize that on a river system or a creek system for the float and fly, for smallmouth, largemouth, whatever it may be. It's highly effective this time of the year in the colder months. We're not too far from the water. Temps actually starting to warm back up. We're coming out of the dead dead of the winter. Fishing should be coming back on pretty strong here. You're going to see some very big changes in the next 30 to 60 days. Other than that, I appreciate it if you would hit the like button. Helps out the channel. Comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you for watching. Swimbait79 out.